The Problem with J. Cole's Birthday Blizzard 26 mixtape. What's up, words? Your boy Challz Brown back again, talking facts. Hit that like button, hit the subscribe and notification bell. Keep sending those Cashaps to CLBMG. Join that membership and all you buying that merch down below. Gang, listen. So, I don't know if my point was made clear in my previous video. I said a couple things and I kind of got to the point a little bit. People didn't like it, so be it. It is what it is. I stand on what I say. But I don't think I went deep enough. I had the lyrics, but I just wasn't in the mood to read them because I had other things I wanted to discuss, right? We got some issues to discuss and clear up. But I'm here today. I want to talk about the actual Birthday Blizzard mixtape, right? And a lot of people, I saw a lot of people in my comments and on my Twitter. My Twitter's going absolutely crazy. I got quite a few comments on there that people are reacting to. And a lot of J. Cole fans are coming in saying the most silliest shit. It's like, I don't know what happened, but J. Cole fans, they got ignited to turn into worse than Drake fans. We saw this coming, but I had no idea it would be as awful as it is. And it's these fake faux comments where they're trying to psychologically master your opinion and kind of turn your own words against you and stuff like, well, you don't have to listen to it then. We shouldn't expect no more videos if you're done with J. Cole. That's not how this works, gang. And I've seen this before with any fan base. Anytime I'm making a video about Kanye, his fans say, well, don't make any more videos then. Here you go, another video, right? Or with Drake, it's the same thing. Oh, well, don't make any more videos then. Keep his name out of your mouth. You don't have to watch it. You don't have to pay attention. You're only doing this for engagement, gang. This is not how it works. We could just say whatever we want. Freedom of speech and all that good stuff like that. But not only that, yes, we do this for engagement. The news cycle, and we're in the news cycle, and this is hot news. Now, this is what the fans of these artists want. They want to be in the news cycle. They want to be the hot news with zero criticism. So if you criticism, they got to come in your comments and try to shut you down with some little quip that's faux intelligent and witty and this kind of banter that they don't expect a back and forth. They want a mic drop moment, this, that, and the third. Well, don't work over here, gang. I'm too seasoned for that. I've been doing this for a while. And end of the day, a lot of those fans who came into my comments had questions about the actual words that I found offensive. Most of them want to just dumb it down to, he apologized. He got out of the battle just in time. Get over it. Most of them want to dumb it down to, y'all still mad about the apology. And what I put on my Twitter today is not that we're still mad about the apology. It's that he acts like he never apologized. And when I say that, I mean he still comes out with these raucous rhymes that are super boom bap Avenger, right? He's ready for anything, ready for war. We're right back there again. When we saw you, my G, there was no invisibility cloak when this happened. We saw you back down from a fight that you initially puffed your chest out to start, right? You all were throwing subs for years. You're the first one to take a full swing at another artist in a full diss record, challenging everything about their catalog and this, that, and the third. So, my friend, you jumped out there first with a full record. When they say, you guys can't get over the apology, I tell them it's like he never apologized because he's still throwing subs. On this new album, record, mixtape, whatever you want to call it, with the 4 songs, the old Biggie beats, right, and 1 Jay-Z beat, we see a guy still throwing subs. In my opinion, and I'm going to stand on this, you cannot throw subs at me if 2 years ago you wouldn't even let me get my lick back because within 7 business days or less, you deleted the song that you called my catalog trash. Right? You basically downplayed my entire rap career in 7 minutes less, in a 7 minutes or less in a 7-minute drill. And before I could respond, you sat on the stage at Dreamville, kissed my ass, told everybody to put their hands up for Kendrick Lamar, and that you were effectively deleting the track forever. And I hope I didn't ruin my friendship with my brother. I hope you don't take it no kind of way. How's he supposed to take it when you just disrespected his whole existence in hip-hop? Of course he's going to take it away, right? What bridge they done burned, right? So end of the day, we saw that. And in my world, you can't come back 2 years later throwing shots at me again. When you deleted a record, you said you felt like it was the lamest thing you've done in your entire life. You cannot then come back and start throwing shots. You're gonna say, Challz, what's the shots? Well, I got the rounds right here. He's not only throwing shots at Kendrick, he's throwing shots at people like me who are on YouTube, podcasters. He's throwing shots at other fellow rappers. He's throwing shots at anybody and everybody but himself. These four, to me, one of these 4 verses, and I'm sure the fall off may have something about this, but one of these 4 verses should have been talking about what he did wrong. Right? We never hear J. Cole. We talk about everybody else. Right? J. Cole can smooth it over, like Rabbi Shmuley, right? He can smooth it over and make it like, hey, I wouldn't have lost that battle. I would have lost that bro. So this is his reasoning for just backing out in the most cowardly way we've ever seen in hip hop. Ever. We've never seen a guy throw a whole diss record and within 7 business days take the record down and apologize to the rapper he dissed and walk off like he's some kind of monk. Well, I got the bars here. I got the rhymes here. We're going bar for bar in this, and I'm going to break down. Yes, he's an amazing writer. We've never said he wasn't. Right? He's an amazing writer. He's been gifted at writing. But some of his writing comes with a lot of, to me, is hate, is ego, and it's also self-doubt where he's trying to big himself up and hype himself up. It's like a guy that needs to reassure himself with the rhymes he says. And all rappers do that to a degree, right? But I want to start here because, to me, he's deflecting a lot of the attention. He knows when he comes back, the elephant in the room is going to be like, Cole, you apologize. We can't take your tough talk serious no more. So instead of getting to that, he wants to just talk tough. Like, F you guys. So if you don't care, then we don't care. But at the end of the day, you're not going to come back like nothing happened. You're not going to talk tough when we know the boogeyman was over there waiting to swing knuckles with you and you ran out the room and said, peace, brother. You're the greatest. Catch you on the flip side, right? So let me read these rhymes because I got some issues with some of them, right? Like I said, this guy's a wordsmith, so it's exquisite writing. But at the same time, some of this shit, Let me continue. All right, here we go. J. Cole's Bronx Zoo freestyle kicks off the birthday Blizzard 26, the preluding mixtape to his final studio album, The Fall Off. According to him, it's his final album. I wouldn't even say that this is really his final album. It could be, all signs point to yes, but we could see 2 years J. Cole get the business back, and he wanted, just like when Jay retired. Wasn't Jay around that same age when he dropped the Black album? Was gone. I'm gone out the game for life. I think we got four more albums after that. So let's see if The Fall Off really is his last album, right? Rapping over the iconic Victory instrumental. Verse is only one verse, so I don't even need to say verse 1, right? In a Ferrari or lamb truck, switching wide lanes, top down, screaming out them niggas all lame. Right here, we getting right there to it. This is the guy that went on a spiritual sabbatical. This is the guy that all his fans were in my comments for 2 years, right? Telling me that J. Cole was the smart one because he didn't want to roll in the muck. He didn't want to get in this messy battle where he was going to have to lower his spiritual vibration. The very first line, you're talking about in a Ferrari or lamb truck, switching wide lanes, top down, screaming out them niggas all lame. What niggas? Who we talking about? All right, I'm going to give you that. And a lot of people on Twitter today, they're talking about all rappers do this. They speak in hypotheticals. It's hyperbolic. You're taking it. You're not listening to hip hop for what you're supposed to listen to it for. This is what they're telling me all day on Twitter. All day. We're not intelligent enough to process what J. Cole does. Right? He's doing something. He's vibrating on a level that most of us either can't understand or forgot how to. Right? So I'm gonna read these and figure out what spiritual level he's vibrating on when he said them niggas all lame. But they want us to believe he backed out of the battle because it was going to get too muddy and beneath him. And he went on his spiritual journey. When he came back with 4 freestyles, all them shit sound like just as ignorant as, if not more, than he was before he backed out of the battle and ran his ass wherever he went. But let me continue. Came up from the mud puddles. Then it all changed. Living ghetto fab like my brother named Paul Kane. Somewhere along the way, I hate to say we lost shame. Grown men peddling gossip of all things. I remember when it was rapping and ball playing. Now the bread and butter is yapping and parlaying. Now, that right there, when it was rapping and ball playing, we all equivalent that to Joe Budden, right? Fat Joe. Most of the podcasts that's out right now. There's a lot of podcasters that have talked about J. Cole in not such a flattering way. Myself, this, that, and the third. Podcasters, YouTubers, all of that. But he also said ball playing. And there's a lot of ball players who become podcasters too. It's the new hustle, gang. And this to me, your first lines are about, you're talking about people's bread and butter is yapping and parlaying. So you're downplaying people's the commentary space that we've grown so that we can all eat and make money from, right? There's a lot of people in this space that make a living from YouTube and who at one point were very big fans, and some of them, most of them still are, because they all jumping on this like it's the second coming of Christ. So what I'm saying is you're going on the whole thing, because I didn't finish. So he's going on the whole thing dissing podcasters and YouTubers, many of which were on your side and still are, but you're going to call them out because you did some lame stuff, and now you want to take it out on us. You want to point it to it's the gossipers. It's them guys that's the problem, not me. I didn't do something lame and get called out for it. Now I'm sitting here trying to reverse the narrative, and my fans won't let the narrative go because they want me to walk through here with impunity as if I'm perfect. Let me continue. Oh, man, your name's a big conversation. Max deals for Luka Doncic, lobbing to Ayton. Nowadays, you can make a grip commentating if you master two skills, either dick riding or hating. So the commentators either dick riding or hating. As opposed to what? What's supposed to do? Like kiss your ass all day? I don't like this because now you're first out the gate means your first rhymes out the gate, you're attacking podcasters. As if they're the problem. You're deflecting. You're the problem. You jumped in that battle and jumped out. And you keep bringing it up throughout this thing as if that was such a small moment in your time of your career. We should be overlooking it, and you overcame that. Well, you ain't overcame it yet. All I'm hearing is 4 freestyles over some old ass beats. They're pretty good, but they're not really addressing the elephant in the room. If I say, yeah, the apology knocked me down out the big 3, then I go keep talking about how I'm nice, right? I'm oodles and noodles, then everybody gonna be like, yo, the apology ain't that serious. Which is what his fans doing. They're downplaying and belittling one of the worst egregious moments in hip-hop. Because they're following his lead. He's downplaying. He's been downplaying it since it happened. If he wasn't talking about it at all, he went on Port Antonio and made it like, yo, I would have lost to bro had I continued. That's first of all, that's not necessarily true. Second of all, you didn't think about that when you wrote the rhyme. You wrote 7-minute drill, you put it out, you got the money from the streams. Now let's be honest, he goes in here talking about dudes that pushing battle rap or negativity to sell records. Well, don't you remember when you put out, you didn't have to put you did not have to put 7-minute drill on Might Delete Later at all. No one acknowledges that. So you use beef yourself to move that album. And if I'm not mistaken, you had just got a new deal for that product. That was your first project on that new whatever deal you had just secured. So you needed those numbers. So you plugged that diss record into Might Delete Later. You got the streams from it. It took you 2 or 3 days to delete the shit. Let's just be honest. You said at Dreamville, I'm gonna delete it. And I think the shit didn't get deleted till Tuesday or Wednesday. So you still clock streams from it. But you in here criticizing people who allegedly use negativity or what have you. All right? So a lot of this stuff is contradictory, and this is why we're mad. But they want to put us in a box. You're just mad because he apologized. You wanted the negativity to continue. Well, we really got over the apology. Just like the Drake thing where, okay, the battle was over. You dragged it with the lawsuit. And then your fans don't want us to address it. This is the exact same thing. You're dragging this because what I'm saying is you're pointing at everybody else but yourself. You still haven't explained yourself. And I know we kept saying for the last 2 years, stop talking about it. But you know what? If you're going to bounce around and point fingers at everybody else, then you need to talk about what happened in here that made you write that record. Right? Don't brush it off. Be like, yo, I'm apologizing now. No, it's way more to this. There's nothing about K-Dot in here directly. You did a lot of subbing in here. At everybody. You didn't mention nobody's name, ironically. Right? There was no hey Drake moment. None of that. So now everybody online fighting. What you knew was going to happen, fighting about who's he talking about? What's he doing? What's he saying? What's going on? Drake fans are in the giddy giddy gumdrop that you're talking about Kendrick. Kendrick fans in the giddy giddy gumdrop that you're talking about Drake. Meanwhile, nobody's talking about the lame shit you did. And when they do, they get attacked by your fans. So it's a weird conundrum where at the end of the day, you're hovering above this shit unscathed. You even got reactors that last year were still not convinced that you were still one of the greats. You came out with this one project. They're going up, they're clapping their hands and stomping their feet now. So you've effectively shifted the whole narrative. Podcasters are going against podcasters right now. It is what it is. You shifted the whole thing away from you and how lame that was for hip-hop. You got people changing the rules of hip-hop right now. You got people that don't care that you did the weakest move in the history of hip-hop because they like you and they think that you're humble. Had you been an asshole, had you been 50 Cent or somebody that is unapologetically, I don't care what you think, you would not be getting this level of defense ever. But you have this, you let off this energy, this air that, yo, I'm above this, that, and the third, so they treat you like that. And they come to your defense, but it's really not true because you listen to this, where's all that humility in here? You're comparing yourself to Jordan in here. Let me continue. If you master two skills, either dick ride, no hating. So we can't be giving our commentary unless we dick ride, no hating. Got it. Just look around there hating and dick riding is blatant. Tell mama your ticket to finally live out her basement was found in one magical word. It's engagement. We all are looking for engagement, gang. We all are looking for engagement, even you. Believe it or not. Let me continue. And nothing brings that like drama. You might want to, personally, I don't write comments. I write commas. Withdrawals from pictures, the pen draws, the fall off. They want to know if this is the end all be all. To this rap game, he's trained in CPR. I'm a whole new breed for those that wonder who he think he is. Just when you thought your boy was completely dead. I feel like I missed some, but I didn't. That's what it actually says here. Boom, walked out that tomb like Matthew said that Jesus did. With the whole game on his shoulder, not even straining to hold it. I can spin it around my fingers and bowl it. These are the big eclectic rhymes that he does. He should have stuck to these starships, these world-bending rhymes. Should have stuck to that shit. But when he went at Kendrick, probably would have had a better chance. The Moon Stars and Quasar's raps would have made more sense than you telling the nigga he ain't got no catalog. It would have been a different battle. I said that in the beginning. It would have been a different battle. Had you stuck to what you got famous for. All the nerds and geeks, they want your video game rhymes. They want your earth bending, universe shattering rhymes. The Moon Stars and Quasars, the lyrical miracle shit. You should have stuck to that when you battled the Kendrick. It would have been a much better battle. You wouldn't have had to delete the shit and try to hide out for months. Let me continue. I can spin it around my fingers and bowl it. When I write, it's like I'm guided by angels, I notice. It's like the ghost of Christopher Wallace that came in and wrote it. First name Jermaine and is goated. Never once has fame been the motive. Far from it. Respect first. Next up is my net worth. I think J. Cole was looking for fame because if a guy wasn't looking for fame, you wouldn't have went on tour with Drake. If you wasn't looking for fame, you would not have done a co-tour with Drake. I'm just going to be honest. Some of you may say, Charles, that's ticky-tack. I don't think so. For me to go on tour with Drake, who's the complete opposite, this guy, and the whole antithesis of Drake is to be famous. Everything he does is to be number one, be famous, be at the top, no matter how I got to get there. And if you hold heads and go on stage, hug him, tell him he's the best. I don't know if y'all remember that. J. Cole literally said Drake was the best. I saw my own eyes on stage like, yo, this guy's the best. Da-da-da. I'm like, I used to think J. Cole was trolling, but he did it so many times. I said, oh, he's not trolling, gang. This is when you start learning. J. Cole might not be everything you think he is. He's sitting over here hugging this Christian. This is before Kendrick said it. This is a couple years ago. And I was like, ain't J. Cole supposed to be a backpacker that make his own beats and he only do real hip-hop? Why is he on tour with Drake? You wanted to be famous. You wanted your buzz up. You wanted your name to be mentioned with these guys. So the best way to do it, if you can't beat them, join them. Let me continue. With the whole game on the shoulders, not even straining to hold it. I can spin it around my fingers and bold it. When I write, it's like I got it. The angels, I notice. It's like the ghost of Christopher Wallace had came in and wrote it. First name Jermaine and is golded. Never once fame been the motive. Far from it. Respect first. Next up, my net worth. The best verse belongs to the nigga that should live in the Bronx Zoo. I stomped through on some King Kong shit like long ding dong shit. Pause. We never needed to hear that ever. Let me continue. I rinsed off the sauce y'all got lost in. All this false floss and dog is exhausting, right? I hate these rappers like I'm Charleston White. I personally, it's a cool bar. It's a cool bar. But when you know the man behind it, I think he really does hate rappers. I think he hates the whole game. I think he hates the whole business. And I think he wants what he wants, but he don't like what you got to do to get it. And it gives him disdain for the game. And he hates to see the rappers that do it and win. Right? It's like watching somebody win by doing barely next to nothing in your mind. When you sit there and you write and rewrite and you worry about this craft so much. And the people that get to the top don't worry about the craft as much as you do. That shit gives you disdain. A lot of these rappers, they just make a cool hit, a repetitive song, a jingle, a TikTok song, and they blow up. How many rappers right now you heard of because of TikTok right now? So he probably hates that. He hates the whole game right now. It ain't a lot of people on his level. And the people on his level ain't nowhere near doing the numbers he's doing. So he got to do features with guys that are beneath him, even though he's counting those features as wins. Let me continue. Give arthritis to authors. It's hard to write as hard as the God does. Y'all taller to me. Stop bothering me. Young Simba. Some niggas threw some hate my way, but the only thing they should say is, Cole, you like a father to me. So listen, he's coming at Simba, right? The rapper Simba, who... When he said it, I was surprised he said it when he came at J. Cole. I was like, oh, he really not feeling Cole right now. He really one of these spitters that take this shit serious. And when he saw Cole walk away from a fight, doesn't matter who the person he was fighting, he felt the way. And I understood it, but I was just surprised because we don't get many rappers going at rappers unprovoked like that. But Simba came out and he said a couple things about him. Simba got his own things going on, whatever. But Cole, this is not humble. If I'm humble, I'm not even going. You mentioned Jesus in this thing already, right? It's like Jesus, Jesus ain't gonna come back with no bars against a rapper that offended him. Here we are. Cole is in the first verse talking about Simba, right? He said, "Young Simba, some niggas threw some hate my way, but only thing they should say is, Cole, you like a father to me." He said that shit with his whole chest. So that means he looking at this guy like, gang, you know I'm your idol. Stop playing with me, right? Stop playing with me. I saw what you said. I heard it, and I did not. Don't like it. Right? So this is the ego talking. This shit is all hubris and ego. But when it was time to have the hubris, I'm going to say this over and over, gang, because it's like these people don't get it. They want to get in my comments and make it like this guy's some kind of saint and a monk, and he's sitting here clapping back at another rapper. This is a problem to me. I'm just going to be honest. Let me continue. The top ain't really what I thought it would be, and so I jumped off and landed back at the bottom and restarted at a level where I wasn't regarded as much. Just to climb past them again and tell them to keep up. I love it. When did this happen? When did J. Cole jump off and land back at the bottom? I think you kind of got pushed back to the bottom when you apologized. I know Cole like to rewrite this shit and make it like he all orchestrated all this and it's going to be you got to see them online on Twitter, gang. They're in La La Land. This is the greatest rollout ever. I don't know if he meant it like this or this just fell in his lap. But the way the circumstances are going, J. Cole really laid this out perfectly to bring in the fall off. He could not have orchestrated this better. This chain of events. They think this guy really laid this out so he could return triumphantly with his last one and be crowned the greatest and walk off in the sunset. No, my G. You put out a subpar battle record diss to a guy that was not going to come back subpar. You gave him 7 business days or less. I keep saying that. I don't know how many days it was, but however long it wasn't enough for him to respond, right? And then you deleted it, said I'm sorry, and said this man's the greatest. So all this tough talk is the problem. Right? Everybody confused. I see all these reactors and YouTubers and podcasters so confused as to why we keep bringing this up. If J. Cole would have just been rapping on some Moonstars and Quasars, it's hard. I'll admit, it's hard to try to reclaim a throne and stay humble and keep your raps on Stars, Moon, and Quasars and retrospectiveness and this, that, and the third. It's hard, yes. But J. Cole want to walk both lines. He want to be in both lanes. He want to be in hard and humble. He want both. It's very difficult to maintain, gang. And we say rappers are contradictory. They all are contradictory, right? But the battle that he was going to engage in was nobody going to be hurt physically, so there was no reason to write your raps and say what you was going to say. And after you apologized, you came back with a song called Port Antonio where you were having a love letter to Drake. So the guy that you really was worrying about offending, you really never said sorry to him in public like that, right? You apologized for the diss record, but you really did more than just a diss record with everything that you had going on. That was a man that was supposedly your friend. So then you come back out, you delete the song, but then you come back out months later with a love letter to his mortal enemy. You got a picture what it looks like is you and Drake on the cover walking through some damn way. I don't know, it was a Barbados or Aruba or some shit. Straight up love letter to Drake. But somehow you was more worried about K-Dot. You fell off because they said there is no more top for you. You put yourself at the big three, which was the pinnacle. So if you take away the big three, then the top is gone. If Kendrick says it's just Big Me, you fold up, then he beats Drake. Ain't nobody else at the top but him. You didn't jump down. You got sat down there. Because nobody was buying that Cole's in the top three talk no more, no matter how you would have spun it. Because the two at the top fought, you did it. You ran, so it wasn't no, I jumped down. You ain't jumped down nothing. You was forced to lay down. Let me continue. Truly, I'm aging backwards in the same boxes. I play with the trappers. The K's pop like Asian rappers. The bullets graze afros, piercing through front doors and left holes in baby mama's favorite bathrobe. You thank God no one was home. He said, thank God no one was home. I'm so in the zone, might wake up at 4 in, start mowing the lawn to discover the snakes. Pull up to your place and go in alone. Creep to your room, put 4 in your dome. If your girl scream, tell the queen, bitch, lower your tone. A matter of fact, go on your phone. Add me on IG. I used to be top seed. Apology dropped me way out of the top 3. No problem. I'm probably my best when they doubt me. Watch me, watch me, watch me. So first thing first, that don't sound like a humble monk to me. That don't sound like somebody who just got off a spiritual sabbatical. And I get it. Rappers use hyperbolic and this, that, and the third. That don't sound, to me, sound like he's saying, I'm going to your house and put 4 in your head. I don't know how lyrical miracle that's supposed to, how else I'm supposed to take that. I'm sure his fans are like, yo, he means in an ethereal way. He'll metaphysically. Well, okay. I hear you, but that's not how this reads. He said, bitch, lower your tone. This is a guy on a mission, which as I'm far from this guy also, oh, clutch my pearls. Oh my. This is right up my alley. I told you I like hardcore raps, but I got to believe the person saying it. That's the only problem. Got to believe you saying it. Yeah, all rappers use a sense of hyperbole, and all rappers going to put a little sauce on it, exaggerate this, that, and the third. But once you back out of a battle, it's different. It's difficult to believe what you say. If you're just supposed to be the top rapper, you're telling me you're a top rapper. Well, top rappers don't run from rap battles. Okay? So that's the end of the first song, Brooklyn Zoo. I feel like some of that was outside of Simba. Some of that was directed at the top rappers like K-Dot and Drake. But we're not going to put any of that directly on. All of that's conjecture. Anything I can say in there is conjecture. But I do know he was coming off very, very arrogant. I mean, hardcore, right? And that verse didn't sound like no spiritual sabbatical return to me. Didn't sound like this guy that just left a beach in Waikiki praying us 3 times a day. So this sounds like a guy ready for war. Now, when you say you're ready for war, I'm like, well, why wasn't you ready for war back in 2024? When again, we keep bringing it up because you're the one writing these war-ready raps. So this is why we cannot believe you. We need more people. And these people that don't understand that, then you just don't understand hip-hop. You say you do, but you don't because you wouldn't be co-signing it or asking us why we have this opinion and keep trying to change our opinion. That's the part that's bothering me. They keep trying to make it like my opinion is not valid. They get in my comments and try to invalidate my opinion. If you feel your way, fine. Stop trying to tell me how to feel. I'm not going to change or bend or fold. The next song is Golden Goose Freestyle, right? And let's get into it. Cold the truth, got their throats in nooses. Grip never letting up, though they hope it loosens. Whose throats in a noose, Cole? You had Lil Pump shitting on Cole 2 days ago. You ain't even able to get Lil Pump off of you. What rappers running around scared of J. Cole? Who does J. Cole put in a noose? Anybody ever. You got a bunch of features with a bunch of subpar rappers that you knew were beneath you, right? A lot of these guys are more known for their fashion and their musical escapades than what they actually do lyrically, right? Let's just be honest. Who did he get on besides with Benny the Butcher? How many of them features were viable lyricists? How many? But the next in the news, yeah, the suckers, yeah. The ones that can easily be overtaken because they're not coming in to actually do anything with that microphone. You are. They just want the verse. They don't care what you say. They just like, yo, I'll take the verse, da-da-da. Right? He gets on a song with Lil Durk. What are you talking about? We get it that you're J. Cole. You're not even talking about what he's talking about. But he takes the verse anyway. Right? You're talking about something completely unrelated to what the message of the record supposed to be. But it is what it is. I digress. Let me continue. Now I'm on top. You can't knock me off my spot. What spot? What top? Top of what? Well, where was you at on the Empire? You was on the Empire State Building and just looking down. I'm on top of that because that ain't hip hop. So I'm trying to figure out what you was on the top of. Fuck yachts, I won't stop to the boats of cruise shit. To the whole world knows who got the gold acoustics. Only then will I split like I co-produced it. A lot of rappers make dough, then be prone to lose it. For crumbs, dumb niggas say that sold their soul to Lucian. And right there, he just divided hip-hop because now they're like, he's talking about Drake. He's talking about Kendrick. He's talking about Kendrick. He's talking about Drake. Why are you talking about either of these niggas? I feel like you lost the right to discuss these niggas informally or formally. Because you traded on Drake by jumping out there first and then bowing out. So you left Drake looking crazy. And you traded on Kendrick because that's supposed to be your man, 50 grand, the fake-ass collab album y'all was supposed to do. I think Kendrick saw something in this nigga years ago and fell back. I think that's what's really happening. And Cole been trying to downplay that shit ever since. And Cole realized that Kendrick fell back, couldn't figure out why, so he started buddying up and cozying up to Drake. Hugging and kissing on stage, went on tour with him. It don't make no sense if these your friends, you know they mortal enemies. Why the fuck would you go on tour with his mortal enemy? Hence the damn first-person shooter record. Hence the damn keep my name out of that. Ain't no big three. Hence the battle that you ran from. Hence everything that we got, and here we are. So, you were saying Lucian Grange, the owner of UMG. They both are distributed by UMG. So I'm trying to figure out why you would throw that nugget out there knowing what it's going to lead to. Well, I'll tell you why. It's controversy. The same shit he's getting on us YouTubers for, he just did it right there. Because who else you talking about that sold to Lucian? Please clarify. And then then it's plausible deniability because you don't know, we don't know which one you're talking about. So all that's doing is making the fan bases fight. Engagement. Because when they fight, it all comes back to Cole said. So now your name's in the zeitgeist. Gang, we know how this works. It doesn't matter how the name gets there. J. Cole's name is all over Twitter, Facebook, and everywhere else. When it wasn't a few weeks ago. It's rollout time. You're doing it the right way. Then you talk about rappers who use beef and negativity on their rollout. Right? I'm sure he's talking about Pusha T. He didn't say that. Nobody's really catching them lies. But I'm sure he's talking about Pusha T when he's talking about using beef and negativity for your rollout. I think J. Cole jealous enough to sit there and see the love that the Clips got and looked at it the same way a lot of these other guys, because who he was talking about when he said Travis Scott, this, that, and the third, looked at it the same way they did as, oh, he using negativity to roll his record out. Why can't you just let it stand on his laurels, right? Let me continue. Universal distribution, but I own the music. Best nigga still breaching, living, no confusion. You didn't always own your music, J. Cole. Right? You didn't always own your music. Let me continue. Hop on every nigga's song, abuse it. Catch bodies for my own amusement. Niggas cheating and I won't excuse it. So I'm not going to get into catch bodies like everybody else. He's not talking about killing people. He's talking about catching bodies, but you're not catching real bodies, dog. You getting on rap records with trappers and inferior guys. You said in the same, I play in the same box with trappers. You meant these rappers that are trapping to me. People gonna think you're talking about trappers, but you can't be talking about real trappers that really trap, because later in the mixtape, you said I'm nervous around gangsters, I get awkward. So you're not playing the same boxes with real trappers. You're talking about the rappers that trap. And you're gonna beat them every time because they don't really know how to rap like you do. So you're gonna make it easy to win those. So you're not really catching bodies. Them niggas was dead stiff before you even touched the microphone, so there's not a win. Let me continue. If I said it, then I wrote it, stupid. People don't realize he's dissing the shit out of Drake right here. He's dissing the shit. He's dissing the shit out here. He said, hop on every nigga's song, abuse it. Remember everybody said that J. Cole bodied Drake on that record at the end? Was it for All the Dogs? At the end of one of them goddamn records. It might have been, he's a feature. One of them, he has a song. I don't remember the name of the song offhand. It wasn't the first person shooter before that. And everybody was like, yo, it's like Drake coasted on that. Right? It's like Drake coasted on that. He right here, catch bodies for my own amusement. Niggas cheating and I won't excuse it. If I said it, then I wrote it, stupid. Who else not writing their raps? The Drake fans are all they love this. They if you go on your Twitter, there's 100 Kendrick get up memes. They'll write the line, whatever line they think Cole is talking about Kendrick, would be clearly about Drake, but it's whatever. I say it clearly on Twitter. They're like, yo, niggas said clearly. Like, so, end of the day, let me just say this. It be lines that are either ambiguous or clearly about Drake, right? And some Kendrick lines here too. But ambiguous or clearly about Drake, they're making memes saying that they're giddy gumdrop because they got somebody, everybody who attacks Kendrick in any kind of way, they propped up Joey Badass last year only to not go listen to the goddamn record. Right? So they prop up anybody that says anything about K-Dot. So they're doing it again with this shit. But he literally said, catch bodies for my own amusement. Niggas cheating and I won't excuse it. If I said it, then I wrote it, stupid. I'm a star like my logo on my shoes. He's talking about somebody who don't write their rhymes. And it ain't many people that's going to go around saying Kendrick don't write his raps. But there's a whole handful that's going to say, yeah, we already know Drake don't write his raps. Matter of fact, Drake fans will admit that. We ain't got no choice at this point. They'll admit that and keep it pushing. Salute the Mic Drop TV. Head on over to Mic Drop TV. He do breakdowns on J. Cole almost every day. The breakdowns are solid, gang. He says some really, really good stuff. He intellectually and psychologically breaking down J. Cole every single day. And he's talking about a lot of these things that he's saying in these verses. I would say go check out Mic Drop TV. It's very interesting. That's just a quick shout out for that guy. All right? Let me continue. I'm a star like the logo on my shoes, but these ain't no Converses. Nah, girl, they golden gooses. A nice fella, but the flows is ruthless. And the culprits 2-6. So listen, this is right here. This is J. Cole in a nutshell. A nice fella, but the flows is ruthless. Now, when I used to be a younger MC, I used to try to reconcile. How can I still maintain this nice guy, the person I really am, but still rip these microphones and talk crazy shit, hella wild shit? Sooner or later, you learn to reconcile that. J. Cole is still trying to reconcile that he can be a nice person. He could go to brunch and sit down and eat ranchero, egos, whatever the fuck this shit, huevo rancheros, right? And drink mimosas and shit, right? And just be cool, but still rip up motherfuckers on these microphones and do all this wild, crazy shit. So end of the day, he wants to be both. The nice guy that can hang out and be cool, but also go and say the most heinous shit on these microphones, and he's still trying to figure out how to do both, right? But he really don't want the smoke. Let's just be honest. He don't want nobody to respond to this. So that's why he's tipping around and kind of coming at people sideways and in the middle. But he really don't want the smoke that come with being ruthless on the mic. The flows is ruthless. They ruthless when there's nobody that's going to retaliate. And this is why we have the problem. We see the contradictions and all this shit because we don't think you're going to be ruthless when somebody more ruthless get in front of you or as ruthless. And that's why we have a problem. Us real hip hop fans, because we take this shit serious. Right? For you to build up all this goodwill over these years and to run away from a battle, it don't jive well. Let me continue. Where the closest you get to hope is Hope Mills Road. Cole has seen more beef than the folks at Ruth Chris's. Teach a man how to fish, and the lesson is this. Without a pole, you're useless. You can fish without a pole. Salute to my man, the company man, on that one. Catch my drift, I'm swift. On my toes, you doofus, and that's why the hoes will choose this. Yep, the hoes will choose this. I have no problem with these bars, but I'm just trying to show you that Cole is talking crazy reckless on this, but they want us to believe he backed out of the battle because it was spiritually beneath him. We done got rhymes about hoes, money, cars, clothes, his penis, and all kind of other shit, but somehow Cole is intellectually above a battle with Kendrick Lamar. Let me continue. They like, can I kick it? Like they wrote for Q-Tip. Sure, but just know, baby, we don't open doors for Cupid. Now they hoes that he won't open the doors. He won't do it for love. It is what it is. It is what it is, gang. I have no problem with this shit, but I'm just trying to tell you, the man you're trying to portray, that ain't it. Okay? I have no problem with this spicy talk. I talk hella spicy in my raps. I got no fucking problem with none of this. But I'm just trying to tell you, when you tell me that the man walked away for reasons of his peace of mind, and you guys are going kumbaya, lighting candles, we gotta have a conversation. And when you strip away the conversation of he's this peaceful monk, then you gotta ask the question, well, then why didn't he battle Kendrick? Let me continue. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Or leave the windows cracked. You been on that. I'm worldwide. These niggas like a little known fact. They lack focus and their pores is putrid from poison of all different sorts they using. If the streams say you winning while your tours is losing. A lot of them speculate that that's about Drake, but Drake fans are speculating that's about Kendrick. He shouldn't be talking about neither one of them. Because they're supposed to be my friends. I'm going to be your best friend, right? Remember, he got all these heartfelt things he want to tell K-Dot and this, that, and the third. And tell Kendrick he want that old thing back. So who you talking about? Your tours? Now you bitter and mad because they're juicing their numbers and they're botting this. Well, what they botting before? Did botting just come up because he said before the battle even happened, he had another record talking about niggas is botting. So you knew this before. That record we talking about niggas was botting probably 3 years before the battle even happened. Niggas botting their streams, da-da-da. So all of a sudden now you back on botting, which is deflecting. Right? You don't got a right to talk about neither one of them, but everybody's speculating which one you're talking about. I'm going to say you're talking about both of them. How about that? So you're dissing both of them right here. When these are supposed to be your friends. They're not your friends no more? What did Drake do to deserve it? I think I agreed with Maul. I ain't even agree with Maul. I heard him out. He said, Cole need to explain why he didn't call Drake no more. I was like, you know what, Maul? You dumb as fuck. But at the end of the day, you got a point. Cole do need to explain why he ain't talking to Drake no more. Now you dissing and you subbing about why your tours is losing. Now maybe he could be like, shit, nigga, I'm talking about Travis Scott. He be talking about anybody. I'm talking about Tekashi 6ix9ine. It doesn't matter. You're being very vague about this. And some people want to say, some rappers they just say things and they don't have particular people in mind. This is the J. Cole. They're gonna try to spin this and make it into something else. He's not talking about anyone in particular. Gosh, you guys only look for negativity and disses. You don't listen to hip-hop the way you should anymore. I got that comment all day. You don't even know how to listen to hip-hop if it's not negative. You're trying to make something into something it's not. He's just rapping. He has a nice pen game. So this is what I've been hearing all day. Let me continue. When the mad thing mathing, of course you're juicing. That means the bots is boosting. Right there, he just da-da-da-da-da-da. He put a whole battery in the back of a whole bunch of people on Twitter. He got his name in the zeitgeist and the psyche, and now a whole lot of motherfuckers is going back and forth like ants, doing their job. Bots. Now it's all about bots. It ain't about J. Cole, did some sucker shit, and now he's still talking tough after he did it. Right? Around my way, man, this is what happens, man. They test you. When I was younger, they test you, and if you ain't fight that day, you was a bitch forever. Point blank period. I'm sorry to tell you this, gang. Right? I'm sorry to tell you this. And around my way, guess what? Sooner or later, I had to put my hands up. I couldn't keep talking about what I was going to do. Sooner or later, you got to fight. And yes, you might run into a buzzsaw. A nigga you know you can't beat. Or you so cool with him, y'all don't want to fight. Guess what? Y'all might have to. Or you're going to get called a chump. And at some point, that is your reputation forever. So at the end of the day, we're looking at a guy who ruined his reputation, but he want to act like he's still tough. It don't work like that. And if you try to make it like that, then you really got to fight. You really got to fight. Now you got to fight everybody. If you back out, niggas give you a pass, because Kendrick didn't respond. I got a comment on my gang. It's so retarded on Twitter right now. I got a comment, gang. I read this shit. I just had to stare at it. Because the nigga said he's arguing with somebody else in my comment section. And he said, well, J. Cole did release 7-minute drill. Kendrick saw that. He could have still responded. Why didn't he, huh? Well, that says more about Kendrick. So now it's starting to get into the absurd. It's getting so bad now. By K-Dot not responding to the deleted diss, he showed inferiority to J. Cole. He said, well, J. Cole stuck it out there. Kendrick never responded. So what does that tell you? J. Cole is up 1-0. Gang, don't even waste time in the comments to talk about it. It's so dumb. But he said this shit with a straight face. I should have clipped that shit up and put it up there. Let me continue, man. That means the boss is boosting. Cut the tough guy image is not conducive to breathing. Don't gamble with your life because the ops is cruising. Word to Mike Vick, your dog might get shot for losing. This is all Drake disses right here. I know they want to believe that is otherwise. He's dissing Drake right here. Don't gamble with your life. Your dog might get shot. For all the dogs, Drake gambles. This is all Drake dissing. Bots is boosting. All this is about Drake. Right? But why you dissing Drake all of a sudden? When you just put out Port Antonio, I don't know, last year or something, wasn't that long ago, what, ain't been a full 12 months. Now you coming at Drake or pretending to come at Drake, either or. Don't gamble with your life. All right. We do know that Kendrick had a thing about dogs, for all them dogs getting buried. The dog is a symbolic of Drake because Drake has a whole album talking about for all the dogs. It ain't rocket science, gang. But they don't want to believe it. Let me continue. And I'm sure I missed some distance. Y'all put them in the comments. I'm sure some of these lines I'm just going over that have meaning and this, that, and the third, whatever. And I don't like those odds. Okay. So I stay in my lane despite every bit of dirt thrown my way. There'll never be a stain on my name. It's why I walk around dolly as if ain't nothing changed without a chain on my frame. Now, y'all do remember that Drake did say Cole might be losing sleep over that, but I'm not, right? I almost remember, and I believe that Drake did say something about Cole, that shit was lame. So those are two things that Cole probably his ego telling him to respond to. So that could be where we're getting these Drake subs. He's subbing. We right back to subbing. But we all know that if Drake come out with a full record to tear his ass up, he gonna probably apologize or ignore it. He ain't gonna come out with another record. And if he is, what might happen? He might fucking delete it. And I know these J. Cole fans be like, he ain't gonna delete it a second time. You didn't think he was gonna do it the first time. At this point, we don't know what this guy's capable of. Let me continue. Oh, boy. Okay. There'll never be a stain on my name. It's why I walk around dolly as if ain't nothing changed without a chain on my frame. Niggas can never know the pain of Jermaine, but I can't name a thing that I ain't overcame. I despise my celebrity. I ain't into fame. I don't believe you. Don't be silly. Want the chili. Similar to Usher Rain. When he sang in the rain, hey, money bring respect in this game. Ain't it a shame how them things interchange? Good wordplay, great structure. J. Cole's a good rapper, but he's still subbing, and that's the problem. Let me continue. Winter Storm freestyle. Hey, yo, scrap everything I was working on. Prior to the day the world decided to play, I got a brand new agenda. They trying to keep up with your boy, hardly. Bitch, I feel like Laura Harvey, how I ran through them niggas. Now I'm back for the winner, trying to outdo myself. No chain on my neck, but got palpable wealth. I grew up in the heat of the South. You can melt, because the summer humidity enhances stupidity. Memes say I'm humble, but trust this man's humility. Go over to Mic Drop TV. Talks about how those memes say I'm humble, but trust this humility. He breaks that down about how J. Cole acknowledges his brand image of being humble, but he contradicts it with almost everything he says after this. Let me continue. Memes say I'm humble, but trust this humilities from witnessing violence and turned off utilities. No man's that's rhyming can match my fluidity. I'm Mike Jordan and Edwards. Nigga, you kidding me? You can't say I'm Mike Jordan and then be like I'm humble. Mike is not humble. I don't know if you know anything about Michael Jordan. If you don't, go watch the Last Dance about Michael Jordan. And that's light. That's Jordan approved. That is light. And ain't nowhere in there Michael Jordan humble. Mike used to yell at his teammates, scream at everybody. He had no respect. He didn't care. If you couldn't handle it, get the fuck out. Mike didn't care. Mike ain't nothing humble about Mike. Mike want to win regardless. It ain't no goddamn way Mike leaving the court if he ain't finished beating your ass. He ain't backing out of no battle. I can promise you that. So you are not my friend in any shape or form, Mike Jordan. You're very good. You can't win us a championship because you're not going to finish playing. Let me continue. And I know these J. Cole fans hate to hear this shit. Drives them crazy. Here's what this is how I feel. All right, I see you in the comments. Challz, you reading J. Cole all wrong. You're misinterpreting it. Well, this is how I feel, gang. I'm sorry. Let me continue. Cole gets older but grows new abilities. You didn't know I'm Xeno with Goku agility. Come witness perfection. These niggas perplexing. Like witness protection. Get whole new identities. Then start rapping, but what happened to the real you? I used to get self-conscious around real gangsters, and I still do. Find peace with the audience you appeal to. Be yourself, live in your truth. Niggas feel you. I don't know if you can be all these things. You got Goku ability, and you're perfect, and then you want to tell people live in your real self, but you get nervous around gangsters, this, that, and the third. All of this stuff to me is all over the place. It's either you're this or that. Is like you're all of it. You're trying to be all of it to all people, to all things, and it's just not really, it ain't jiving to me as an MC. You can't be all of these things, but it is what it is. Niggas will feel you, bong. Embrace hunger. What don't make you stronger will kill you. The pain will build you. God will heal you. Don't make your moves off a dollar bill. It's not as fail-proof as, say, following your heart that way. Long as you have faith, the path pays tenfold. And I know you're going to say, Challz, you being unfair to him. And some of this, a lot of this stuff is really good writing. So let me just say that before y'all say, you're not listening, you're not being fair, you're not accurately displaying the skill or the things that he's saying. You heard him talk about God will heal you, this and that. I acknowledge that. He has different chambers he can walk in and out at all times. Like it says, different portals, right? Let me continue. Don't make your moves off a dollar bill. It's not as fail-proof as, say, following your heart that way. Long as you have faith, the path pays tenfold. Me, I chose rapping over class 8 tempos. Back when rappers still was trying to pass their demos to A&R reps, I was dubbing Sally Mae, not paying off debts. It's everyday man relatability, what he's giving you right there. We've all been through those things. The student loans is down the third. So it's every man sensibilities and it's working apparently. Let me continue. Through the toughest alleyways, we would pray that our steps were protected by the Lord, because what I witnessed had all my niggas staying silent like that's none of our business. I'm in desperate need of commas like a run-on sentence. Like a run-on sentence. He said that twice, I guess. Shit, like a run-on sentence. I'm trying to see greener pastures because preteens will blast you. It's not a lot of talking, but the gun's long-winded. No strap on my body like I'm an unarmed menace. So some people take issue with the unarmed menace thing. I hear you, but I'm just moving forward. I'm not saying nothing else about that. That was a bunch of kind of like, I think he's preaching a little bit, trying to, just say, okay, let's tone this shit down. It ain't always about money, this, that, and the third, even though I got a lot, right? Here's what it is. Let me continue. 99 Bill Freestyle is the last record on here. Let's go through here. And some of this stuff I do want to discuss. I orbit the earth whenever I'm recording a verse. When I'm ready to drop, said he gonna report on it first. Play my album for the corpse in a hearse. It's so live the flow can make the rigor mortis on a mortal reverse. These niggas reckless, trying to disrespect the Lord of the church. Get disconnected from your source like the cord at your birth. That's a hot line right there. And that rigor mortis one is a hot line too. This guy's a writer, gang. No one ever said he can't write. No one ever said he don't got bars. This guy got bars. It is what it is, but that's not the problem. It's not the problem, gang. All of this stuff, you can say this. It's just when you start subbing people that you wanted to be friends with, that's where the problem comes in. On any level, it doesn't matter about rapping. In the real world, if we cool and then we hang up and a couple months later, I hear that you talking shit about me, I'm like, what happened, bro? Right? It's weird. So it sounds like you're subbing guys that you used to want to be friends or you were trying to maintain a relationship a few months ago. I feel like it's invalid. I can't make records trying to be your friend and say you're the greatest and I hope we maintain and be cool. And then I'm subbing you and him a few months later. It's trash to me. Don't respect it. Can't listen to it. And a lot of my contemporaries are not asking these questions. I can't bob my head and nod my fucking body to a song where he's dissing two guys that he claimed were the greatest with him. Now you subbing them when they haven't done shit to you. Let's just be honest. Let me cut to, and Drake was right. This shit was weak, oh. Nobody fucking lost sleep but your ass. So he didn't diss you, he told the fucking fact. Let me continue, man. Ah, man. I'm from an alternate dimension. I got lost inside of this one. Now I'm walking around and looking for a portal that works. But all the perks of rhyming make it harder to search. He's talking about that video game portal. The tormented poet. I know I'm making more than what I'm worth. At one time, my neck and wrist was having so much ice. You think I'm getting dudes deported to a bordering turf. The ice thing, gang, you out of pocket for that, gang. I literally on my Twitter almost every day, I'm doing some anti-ice shit. I don't play with that shit. It's not fucking cool one way or another. Ain't no ice bars gonna move me. I'm just gonna be honest. I think this shit is the beginning of the end with this country when we don't understand these Gestapo tactics. They got a lawless band of officers, right? These motherfuckers, I think what they train 6 weeks, then they out there bashing niggas' heads and shit. So no. They racial profiling and all kind of shit, snatching kids, shooting people. Nah, we're not jacking this shit whatsoever. I'm not jacking no ice bars if that's indeed what you intended it to be. Just gonna be honest. Just gonna be fucking honest. Let me continue. These niggas swear they doing numbers, but it's more to the story. You bust it down as body streams and kids ordering merch. So now it's not just the bots, right? You saying the body streams is one thing. Now the merch is a problem. Now you one of these bitter-ass Twitter people, right? This Nicki Minaj and all this other shit. These people that got an issue with bots because their favorite rapper got bumped out the #1 spot because somebody else, I'm not bots, but merch. Somebody else bundled the fucking shirt with a CD. And now I didn't get #1. So now bots is the enemy. Merch is the enemy because your favorite rapper told you to. I never understood. Why do you give a fuck that people are using merch to sell this shit? Prince started that. It was an intelligent thing to do. Prince said they playing with my name, so you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna bundle this shit and get my numbers right where they're supposed to be because y'all trying to play games with me. Sony and them wasn't trying to recognize his worth. So Prince started all that bundling, if I'm not mistaken. Bundling the shirt with the CD, this, that, and the third. It only turned into a dirty word when this rapper didn't get #1. All of a sudden, yo, they're bundling. And now you motherfuckers have grabbed onto it. Yo, bundling is bundles. That's all I heard last year. He put bundles. Oh, shit, it's bundles. Why do you give a fuck? You ain't got no dog in the race. Who gives a fuck? Let me continue, man. Motherfuckers don't think about the shit they say, bro. Why do you care what they doing over there? Congratulate them and move on. Niggas bought your t-shirt and got a CD? Fine. Great. Great for the fans. Let me continue. These niggas swear they doing numbers, but it's more to the story. You bust it down as body streams and kids ordering merch. When niggas hate, it's a blessing and in the form of a curse. I've been anointed since the quarter water slaughtered my thirst. Songbirds want to swallow my girth. So spiritual, gang. Again, I have no issue with it, but this is the time J. Cole is on, right? Songbirds want to swallow my girth. I'm off the market If life is truly a movie, God is in the art department. The only way of describing this way that I'm rhyming is picture Jeffrey Dahmer walking a carcass across the carpet. Gang. I don't know, man. I thought Lil Wayne was out of touch, and he is. I don't know about a Jeffrey Dahmer, because Jeffrey Dahmer killed predominantly black men. Right? And I get it. You could say it's hardcore. You could be like, Challz, come on, hardcore. You know, they did it back in the day. RZA was in that hardcore group and da-da-da-da-da. I forgot the name of the group. You could say it's hardcore. People used to talk like this. But it's not good. It's not good to do a Jeffrey Dahmer bar. And I mean, it is what it is now. I mean, I understand, like, you know, whatever. It's whatever. Like, I just don't think that's a good bar, just in my opinion. Right now that we do know more than we know about Jeffrey Dahmer, we just had the documentary come out. Not the documentary, the TV show, this, that, and the third. I just don't know if that's a bar we need to hear in 2026. I'm just going to be honest. And maybe he wrote this shit a long time ago and just put it on there and freshened it up. I don't know. Let me continue. The Marshall Faulk of the roster with all-star offense. Outside of music, I'm as cool as your water faucet. I stay to myself. I ain't talkative. Y'all taught me not to have a heart-to-heart with a monster. They all too heartless. Like the skeletons that these fellas locked in the closet. He's dissing somebody right here, okay? He's dissing somebody very specific right here. And I don't even want to speculate. This is weird, right? It says, y'all taught me not to have a heart-to-heart with a monster, right? That could be a Kendrick diss. I'm just going to be honest. But like they say, you guys are reaching, da-da-da-da. It could be Kendrick or Drake. They all too heartless, like the skeletons in these fellas, like the skeletons that these fellas locked in the closet. A lot of people think that's about Drake. And they're trying to say, oh, he's saying that Drake is a closeted fellow. But I don't know. I'm not speculating that, so I'm just going to move forward. I smelt it from the jump because they felt too awkward around it. I fell back. My dog in heaven pushing Hellcats would tell you. This is some secret coded shit. He's talking about somebody specific that he knows something about. This ain't just no verse. These bars right here are at someone, and that person knows who he's talking about. Because then he goes and say, I fell back. My dog in heaven pushing Hellcats would tell you. From the beginning, I wonder how could I dodge it. This is some shit like he's talking about somebody in specific. And something happened around him. He saw them acting. He felt funny in the beginning, and then he saw it for himself. And he's trying to say that somebody lying, somebody got something going on, and he's being very cryptic, which is subbing. Let me continue. The beef ain't real, so it ain't no reason to squash it. That's you talking about Kendrick right there. The game ain't neither, so it's easy for me to pause it. With one verse, I disassemble narratives. Your theories get killed. The murder weapon was superior skill. Selling drugs to your stereos. Sincerely, it feels like overdosing off of Myra the various pills. You're not alone when you experience ethereal thrills. Even niggas burning in hell when they hear me get chills. Okay. I'm a 99 build. That's like when you playing Madden, you create your play and make it 99, whatever. From the Ville, signing Monty Fine deal or 2K or whatever the hell. This year's total was 95 mil. So why do I still grind like I'm trying to retire? This is my thing about these rappers with all this money. They still insecure. These rappers can tell you about all these millions they got, and they the most insecure people on earth. All of them. All of them got issues where money can't help them. J. Cole should be as happy as a lark. And on this whole thing, he's bitching about bots and people coming at him and YouTubers and commentators and other rappers bitching on the whole shit. But these motherfuckers are rich. $95 million. He did the announcement. He had what kind of truck was that? Y'all know the name of the truck that he was washing. The name that I said it was wrong. I think he said it was somebody told me what that truck was. Was it a Bentley truck? Some crazy shit like that. Yeah, expensive shit. But still trying to prove to us that he's the man after he apologized. These guys are insecure, gang. The money means nothing. It really don't mean nothing. They can just buy things and eat pate and tartare, and that's about it. And go to exotic islands and sit on that island and be moping. Worrying about what's going on, right? I need the code to the Wi-Fi so I can check what niggas talking about. Right? Still feeling they down. Think about jumping in that water, never coming out, just like everybody else. So the money don't really mean that much as you think it is. Let me continue. My mom's out the post office. From St. John's to the league like I'm Mo Harkless. I loaded the whole cartridge on foes who wholeheartedly opposed the chosen one. You did not load no whole cartridge on foes. You didn't do that. You didn't do that. It sound good. You didn't do that. You loaded it. You didn't shoot it. That rolls like the golden sun. In the morning to get like. So these rhymes are probably, I'm going to be honest, gang. Me as a writer, I know these are rhymes when you're hungrier. He probably been wrote this shit. I could be wrong, but this sounds like shit he been wrote. I'm just going to be honest. This shit is probably old shit. Just going to be honest. He probably didn't write like this right now. I think these are old rhymes that he came with and freshened them up. Oh, I do that shit. I got old rhymes in my shit. I'll go, oh, let me freshen the shit up. Add some shit, change some shit, old shit. Shit I wrote 20 years ago. But I'll go and find, oh, let me add it, let me freshen it up. This sound like that. I'm just going to be honest. I could be wrong. Let me continue. Because it don't sound like this. Don't sound inspired of what's going on. This sound like a nigga he very skillful at what he does. He already had this shit wrote. This is what it sound like. It don't sound like I got inspired right now for what's going on around me. This just rhymes. Could have wrote this shit in 08 for all we fucking know. Just gonna be honest. Let me continue. With loads of marketing plans. I got rhymes from 1996 where I was talking about marketing plans. So this ain't, you know what I mean? It is what it is. Let me continue. Based on randomly dissing and hating on the next man. I understand, imagine working as hard as you can on this album you plan, hoping it charges your brand. But as soon as you drop it, the world's ignoring again. Got you wondering why until you start to notice the trend. Drama enhances the attention brought to the fans on popular channels, so you want to hop on the band. Now here we go is where we getting into everybody want to use drama, and now you're saying, now you're accusing the rappers of using drama, knowing that the YouTube channelers like myself gonna pick up on it and start talking about it. This right here is where it could be talking about Pusha T. I'm just gonna be honest. Remember when Pusha T, they dropped the clips dropped let God sort them out. A lot of people accuse Pusha of using drama to move the needle on that rollout. This might be inspired by that. This part right here. So he could have added this shit or whatever. Let me continue. Wagging the battle rapping and throwing shots in the jam. I had my chance, but I dropped it, which means my only options to do the opposite. So he's saying, I had my chance, but I dropped it, which means my only option is to do the opposite. So let's see if he does the opposite. He's saying he had the chance to battle, he dropped out. So now he can't use that. But all through these 4 verses, it's nothing but drama and subs. You're bringing up botting, you're bringing up merch, you're bringing up podcasters, you're bringing up YouTubers, you're bringing up people who talk shit about you and how they ain't worth it. You're bringing up how you hate rappers like Charleston White. Charleston White name in and of itself is you're invoking negativity and drama just by saying Charleston White. So all of this shit is everything you said you're going to do. You're not going to do. Let me continue. To do the opposite. Then if hip-hop is back, JID should chart platinum. Platinum don't equate to the album being good. I did the top 25 albums of the year, and I believe JID is on there at number like 6. So everybody that's really in hip-hop is a small community. We don't need to go platinum. Platinum is when you can reach outside of the community and reach the masses that don't normally listen to hip-hop with a commercialized record, or it resonates with them in a certain kind of way that it touches them and they want to hear it and buy it, this, that, and third. That's when you go platinum. It don't mean that it's more real or it's not more real. Right? Fidel Ice got platinum records. Tone Loc got platinum records. Young MC got platinum records. So we can go on and on, but it don't make them more real hot hip-hop. Or don't make the consumer more engulfed in hip-hop because they made something platinum. It is what it is. So that line, I have a problem with that. And I know that he got that line from someone else. I believe he got if JID, I think that's Jay-Z when he said, he borrowed a lot from Jay-Z here when he said Reasonable Doubt should have went platinum, da-da-da. Or like when they talking about Nas, the Illmatic should have went platinum, this, that, and the third. People have said that line before. Let me continue. Anything less than that, it means y'all capping. The fall off is dropping. 2-6, stop asking. I want to thank God because I almost lost passion. Thought I was finished, then it all started crashing. Made me remember why niggas started rapping. I'm pissed because the Knicks should have hired Mark Jackson, random. I'm hyped. Mike Jordan just start broadcasting. And all the old rappers getting bags podcasting is beautiful. He said it's beautiful, but he didn't mean it. He was being facetious. He's cracking on old niggas getting podcasts. You can't tell me no different. He's saying it's beautiful, but then in the beginning of the big CD, you're talking about dudes on YouTubers. They're either haters or dick riders. So you can't say old niggas getting podcasting is beautiful. It's a facetious line. You're being disingenuous, and I can smell that all over. End of the day, man, those are my problems with this record. I don't know. It's really gonna take a lot for me to listen to the Fall Off, because I think I heard everything I need to hear right here. I was really gonna listen to the Fall Off until yesterday, gang. I was gonna listen to it, and then I saw all this commotion about this album, and all these YouTubers and all these reactors telling me, bro, let it go. You guys are dragging it. You still hold on to this shit. It's old. You don't know. They told me 100 times, you don't know hip hop. If you're still talking about that, you have no right to still keep talking about it, because he did an apology. He was a bigger man. Let it go. Just accept the album for what it is. Hip hop rhymes. Well, you're not talking about the rhymes that he's saying. So no, you can't talk tough after we saw you walk away from the battle. That's it. That's all. I'm out of here, man. Head on over to black-yeti.com. Let them know who sent you. All over the continental U.S. they ship. All right? And you got to put that dash in the middle, black-yeti.com. Also, every Wednesday night we go live on the What Show BTJ and Flares. 9:15, tap in. We just had a whole episode about putting J. Cole on trial for crimes against hip-hop. And tap into the video called This, That. You put in Challz Brown, This, That in your search bar. It'll pop up. It's right there on my page. It's off the album called The What Project. We barking on there, some real hip hop. If you into that kind of shit, tap in. Let us know what you think, man. I'm out of here. I'm going to catch you on that flip side. Peace.
Look, mission impossible to drop a few lines without dropping old times when Southern Hill was still a gold mine. When pistol grips was my shit and I sold mine. When Alias was not a show and they told mine. Elevate your mind with high quality THC infused products. BlackYeti.com. Black-Yeti.com.
CLB.
Get my coat, get my sheepskin, grab my wallet, get my pocket knife, and get that hat right there. We out. Grab my pocket knife too. Let's go. When I first came to the city, niggas didn't believe me. I just wanted to join a team and throw assist pass easily. 6 man off the bench, alley-oop pass freely. Suit up for one game and hope a scout might see me. But nah, niggas is greedy, wasn't rocking with him. Unplugged the scoreboard, put a lock on the gym. Told me to power forward, point guard at the rim. And left me with no center and a ball full of phlegm. Not knowing that I'm a dog, a Rottweiler within. With the heart of a pit bull that don't bark for pretend. My bites cut deep, break the bone and the skin. With the level of hustlenomics you do not comprehend. So first I took a block down on the west side end, and then secured a spot with some goons and some kin. And then sent out some flyers, let the games begin. And in 6 months time, the city like that's him. Oh yeah, he the one that moved the hustle to the burbs. And yeah, he the one that knocked the hustlers off the curb. And yeah, he the one that set up shop without a word. And he the one that got it cracking. And all he did was rapping by the Hooters. I kept killers from being shooters. Put a mic in a thug's hand, now he loyal like Pats fans. Take a man off the streets past the needles and crack cans. Promise mama to keep him safe, then put some food in his face and he'll kill for you. But I don't need him for that. Click like, click share, tell them bitches we back. Share the whole location, tell them niggas where we at. Cause we out here and we ain't the cheese, we the trap.